welcome to Dave's RV Center. Today we're going to be showcasing a 2015 4369 Dutchstar by Newmar. So we're going to start out on the passenger side. You've got a fuel fill. This is your passenger side fuel fill. You could actually fill it from the driver's side if you want. Either side, doesn't matter where you pull up at the fuel station. Our next compartment back on this unit, this is where you would normally have a outside refrigerator. That is something that is available that we can order for you and install. Typically they come prepped for 110 power and 12 volt power. Our next compartment back, more storage, pass through all the way. There are slide trays available for this also. So if that's something that you felt like you needed, it is a nice feature to have. Our next compartment back, this is also another pass-through compartment. With a slide tray. The nice part about these slide trays is that they're accessible in either direction. So stuff that you've got in the middle of the coach, it comes in handy. Super nice feature to have. This unit is used, so the previous owner, he also put some wire shelving in there. I'd leave that up to you. I would probably personally, I'd pull that stuff out. Next compartment back. This is not a full pass-through, but it does have a slide tray. Some of this stuff could go with the coach. Some of it could go in the garbage. I'll let you make that call. You've got extra vacuum bags for the Dirt Devil, spare engine belt, spare filters, some other miscellaneous items. I'm going to leave that stuff with the unit. But this one doesn't pass all the way through. Inside here, we've got our Dirt Devil vacuum cleaner. We've got slide control modules. There's some other utilities in here for your awning controls. And it looks like this has a Magnum auto gen start. Yep, it does. Holy shit. Outdoor television. I'm going to run through the TVs and double check them. They may need to be updated and replaced. If these are original from 2015, I'm not sure if they're Wi-Fi capable or not. But you can still play them. There is a satellite antenna on this vehicle, so if you wanted to activate satellite service for I believe it's Dish Network, that is on this unit. Compartment here is our pegboard compartment. You can put tools, extra fluids, whatever you want to put in here. But the nice part about Newmar is across the very bottom is our freshwater tank. Above that is going to be our black tank and our gray tank. So on board this unit, not only do you carry 115 gallons of potable water, but your gray and your black, your dump is 50 and 50. On top of that, as long as the heat is on inside and you are physically comfortable, your water system is safe. So you could essentially use this coach year-round without a problem. I know other coaches or manufacturers, they advertise that they could be used year-round. That is not the case. With ours, 1000% you can. Past the tag axle, our next compartment is going to be our DEF tank. You've got a gauge on the tank and on the dash. Our next compartment is going to be our engine batteries. So not only do you have engine batteries, but you've got a master on-off switch. You've got behind there is a chassis fuse panel that supplies powers to other body control modules and stuff like that. So this is our rear engine hatch. And back here, we've got fuel water separator, fuel filter, hydraulic oil. The hydraulic oils for power steering. We've got our Oasis expansion tank. We've got transmission, engine oil fill, and this is our expansion tank for the radiator. This is a 8.9 ISL Cummins, 450 horsepower. The side-mounted radiator is belt-driven. We'll go through and we'll double-check over everything. If it needs to be serviced, it'll get serviced, depending on when the last time it was done. 7-way power connector for your tow vehicle. There is a hitch in it now. I can't promise. I don't know. That may not be going with the motorhome in the sale, but we could always ask. To the driver's side, this is our side-mounted radiator. Right in front of that, we've got sewer hose storage. Our next compartment up is going to be our water compartment. This will all get cleaned up. Our fresh water hose, this is what you would connect to your city connection, and this is also on a power reel. Whole house water filter, outside shower. Our water pump is in there. Our black and our gray dump is in here. Our next compartment up, this is the other side of that full pass-through. Easy access from either side. This is a really nice feature to have. Our next compartment still pass through. So this compartment, very, very interesting. This is going to be all batteries. So, and we'll go through this, will all get repainted and cleaned up. Because this coach is all electric, there's no propane tank on board. Normally, Newmar would have a 100-pound cylinder here, but seeing that there's no propane systems on board, you don't need it. Okay, tires on this unit. They were replaced. I'll take a look and see when they were replaced. But every motorhome, it doesn't matter what motorhome, your car, your truck, your motorcycle, you should always be aware of the date on your tires. So these, for instance, 23-22. That means these tires were produced the 23rd week of 2022. So the other thing that's on this side, here's your other fuel fill. So fuel fill from either side. This compartment, this is kind of where house meets chassis. So there's house fuses, there's two chassis boxes. You've got an awning, extend, retract button. And to be honest with you, that's the first time I've ever seen that. So, but, oh, look at that. That's for the window. That is pretty cool. We've got a release lever in here. That's going to be for our front hood. Prop rod. And here's something that's cool that happens on Dutchstar and up. Our generator. Dutchstar and up slides out. This is a 10,000 watt Onan generator. Unit only has 347 hours on it. This is where you would access for services, oil fill, coolant level tank, and of course your dipstick is in there for doing your daily checks. Fuel filter for Oasis is right there. Windshield washer fluid. Off on the left side, that's your hydraulic system for the leveling jacks. Right here, there's a port that if you wanted to hook an airline, you could fill your tires, you can fill beach toys. It's nice having an onboard air compressor. So that's about it for the outside. Actually, if you take a look at the windshield, there is no nicks, no fills, no fixes, no cracks. This is in really good shape. All right, come on inside. Let's take a look. Keyless entry, doorbell. Not only is it keyless entry, but on the keys, you do have a key fob for your entry door plus your compartment doors. And this is a lifesaver. So we're going to send our slide rooms out. Our furniture is out of the way. And I'm going to hit the out button. Newmar is the inventor of slide rooms. Not only that, but they're also the inventor of the flush floor. These slides on this particular unit are a rail and cog drive system. Here we are in the bathroom. And let me tell you, you could have a party in this place. It is large. Not only is the bathroom large, but the amount of storage that you have in this place is just, it's kind of crazy. Built-in safe down below. That was a factory installed option. More storage. Not only do we have more storage here, but we also have more storage here, and those shelves are adjustable. Those are your factory books that came with the chassis. Down below, that's your vacuum bag, your tool bag. So your hose, all your accessories for the vacuum. This panel right here, this is for our KIB lighting. So everything is multiplexed. All of the switches inside the unit report back to the KIB main panel, and that's what tells your lights to turn on and turn off. More storage over on this side. These are kind of your his and hers vanities. On each side, you've got a GFI protected outlet. And then in the middle, we've got drawers. More storage. Side cabinets. Everything is nice and clean inside here. You know, typically what I like to look for is if there's any watermarks on these type of cabinets. That means something was leaking at some point, but these look fantastic. Another thing to always look at is the ceiling. Inside the cabinets, what does the ceiling look like? You know, those are telltale signs that the unit may have had water issues. So we've got our master flush toilet by Dometic, and over here we've got a huge shower, huge, with the fold down seat. It's nice. The shower head is actually adjustable, and I'm 5'9", so I can still fit underneath here, plenty of elbow room. This is a really nice shower. Next part of the bathroom, this is a beautiful feature to have, a separate washer and dryer. You could actually do laundry in here. Your washer's on the dryer, on the bottom, dryer is on the top. King size bed. And this is a plush top mattress. So I know originally the spec sheet said that this came with an air mattress, a Sleep Number air mattress. That is not what's in here currently. I can't tell you one way or the other which way to go, but this is super, super comfortable. Underneath the bed, we've got storage. Now, there's 2 folding chairs underneath here, and I'm going to show you what those are for. I'm not going to take them out and open them, but I'll show you where they go when they are needed. When you're not using this for storage, or if your chairs are out of here, this is a great place for extra bedding, extra pillows. On each side of the bed, let me lift that back up again. On each side of the bed, there is a 110 outlet on each side. So if you've got stuff that you want to plug in, phone chargers, alarm clocks, a lot of people sleep with fans for that ambient noise. Storage. The storage on this unit is tremendous. So basically that side is just the mirror of both of these. Windows on each side of the bed, so if you want to open up the windows, you need some cross flow. Those crisp spring nights or crisp fall nights are nice to have those windows. Back on the driver's side of the coach, we've got 2 big hanging wardrobes. There are lights inside of them. TV, not sure if it's a smart TV, but we'll get up and I'll show you the electronics cabinet as soon as we get up to that spot. Drawers, huge drawers. This is always a kind of a media cabinet, DVD player, got remote controls over here for the television, and then the bottom one is another drawer. Outlet underneath the television, so if you wanted to plug something in underneath here, you've got that option. Pocket sliding door. So if you have guests and you want to close yourself off, and that locks in the open position. Throughout the coach, you're going to see these wall thermostats. So the way Newmar does their heating and air conditioning is they sample the air throughout the entire unit. And with our construction, we've got R15 in the walls, R19 in the ceilings, which means it's easier to cool in the summer. It is easier to heat in the winter. And they sample the temperature to keep the unit even throughout the entire floor plan. So midship, we've got our pantry. These drawers are adjustable. All right, pretty cool. This thing comes in handy, and it is great to not have to. I've seen other companies where you actually have to reach all the way back in to grab your stuff. Not here. Just slide it out. Your stuff is right there in front of you. Slide it back in, and away you go. Residential refrigerator. This unit has just been well cared for. It's clean. I've seen some refrigerators that are scary. I've wanted to run away as soon as you open them, but everything looks fantastic here. This unit also does have a built-in ice maker and the water dispenser on the door. Travel latch, so this way the refrigerator is secure while you're driving down the road. Still midship, we've got our midship bathroom. I'm going to just click these lights on. Now, here's something interesting that Newmar designed and patented. We've got a cantilever door. So if you look at how the door opens, where it actually hinges, the reason why they did that is instead of the door opening like this, which it can't fully open, with the slide closed, because a lot of other manufacturers, the door opens like this and you got to squeeze through this little nook to get in. With Newmar, our door opens fully with the cantilever, with the slide closed, so while you're traveling, it's easy for your passengers to access. Now, inside here, we have our 110 fuse panel, and we have our 12-volt fuse panel. So everything is labeled, tells you what it does, where it goes to. And it's just, they do a really great job organizing and keeping this stuff neat. So coming up to our kitchen and living room, as I mentioned outside, this is a full electric coach, so no gas. You've got an induction cooktop. Now, this is nice because it is a microwave convection oven. There's still a lot of coaches today that'll come with a gas oven, and the problem with that is you lose so much storage. These drawers are so nice to have. We've got our covers for our sink sitting down there. We've got more storage here. So normally what you would do is put a garbage can on here, because you're always looking for a place to put the garbage can. Right here, sponges, stuff like that for your kitchen sink. More storage. This is another great feature. So if you've got stuff up here, you're vertically challenged, it's great that this pulls out. Another storage cabinet up here. It's not very deep, little bit shallow, but it's still a good spot for, you know, easy access things like spices, stuff like that, or whatever you want. Another little storage cabinet that's height adjustable. So for this motorhome, the way it was built, this thing has a 7,000-pound load capacity. That's after your wet weight. That's after 2 people, full water, full fuel, full propane. That's considered wet weight. And what they give you after the fact, 7,000 pounds, that's room for your camping gear, your clothing, your, you know, let's face it, this kind of coach right here, you could go full time, or you could go for a month at a time, and you could have all of your stuff with you all the time. That is a really nice feature. A lot of coaches, they roll off the assembly line, and in the back of the brochure, it'll tell you, you, the owner, are responsible for the load capacity of that vehicle. Well, after your wet weights and you've got 500 pounds of capacity, what are you going to do with 500 pounds? Shoes, clothes? You're not bringing camping gear at that point. And it's your responsibility to know those numbers. So with Newmar, there's a reason why Newmars are more expensive than other units out there. It's the nuts and bolts that you don't see, the dollars that they spend on a better chassis, on better tires, on better suspension, that gives you these things that you need. You have to have capacity. This is a really cool feature on this floor plan, right? So that just kind of extends out your cabinetry. Gives you a little bit of extra working room. More storage on this side. One of the things that I forgot to go over is right here on the counter. This is the binder that the unit originally came with. So everything that's installed on this coach, there is a operator's manual for everything. This tells you about your auto gen start, and that's just one book that I pulled out of here. I highly recommend taking this thing apart and going through each and every one of these books to get yourself familiar. Not only that, but it does come with a Dutchstar owner's manual for this unit, which is, it's really nice. You know, as much as I explain to all my customers how to operate this stuff, it's a lot of information to take in. You're going to forget 90% of it, and probably 95% of it. But everybody has my cell phone number, so I'm just a phone call away. And I want you to call me, because I'm going to walk you through and get you where you need to be. All right, living room. On this side, it's a jackknife style sleeper. So if you did have extra guests, this is where you would put them. Televator television. Again, I'll have to check to see if that's smart or not. MCD shades throughout the unit for day-night shades, and they are all power shades. This customer, he elected to remove the original couch that would have been a Castrol style convertible. It would have been a king sleeper with an air mattress. That is no longer available. But for 2 people to be traveling, recliners, televators across the way, believe it or not, I think this is a much better setup. Kitchen table. So those chairs that I showed you before underneath the bed, our kitchen table pulls out. Now we've got seating for 4. So if you did have guests, it makes it really comfortable. Not only that, but the way this unit is designed is if you had a computer, if you wanted to turn this into a workspace, you could set up a printer, you could set up your computer. There's tons of storage underneath here also. So if you had a printer and you wanted to slide it out, spot for a keyboard. Underneath, we've got more storage. That shelf is adjustable. Huge drawer. Another big drawer. We got some USB outlets over here. We've got more storage overhead here. There's so much storage in this unit, you kind of lose track of where you put stuff. And I also own a Dutchstar, so these cabinets, my Dutchstar is a mess. So one of the things that you'll find in this unit is the tremendous amount of storage. Tremendous. There's so much storage, you're going to lose your stuff. You better make a spreadsheet. Moving on to the cockpit area. We've got our wall thermostat over here. We've got our Girard awning controller over there. Above here, this is our Magnum Energy. This is our inverter / battery charge controls. And we can do some setups here. We've got slide outs in and out for our front slide outs, and then we've got a bunch of switches here. This is the on-off button for your satellite antenna, battery disconnect switch. This is a wireless remote, so if you want to go outside and control the awnings from outside, you can. We'll go outside, we'll take a look at the awnings too, just so this way you could see that stuff opened up. Overhead television, not sure if it's smart or not, but regardless, right next to that is our AV cabinet. So this unit is equipped with surround sound, DVD player. I don't know about Dish Network, if you're allowed to transfer satellite receivers from customer to customer, or if you're going to have to get your own Wally to plug in, but it does have that ability, so that's a pretty easy setup. Okay, over to our dashboard. We've got backup monitor. We've got a Clarion dash radio. It may do navigation at this point because of the age of it. I would tell you that you should probably update that to something new, the latest and greatest. Although you may be able to update the software on that because there is a spot for an SD card. Here's all your controls for basically everything. Here you've got pedal adjustment in and out, air horn on and off, battery boost, generator start stop, overhead fans. This has built-in fans, so if you get into a spot where you got to defrost the windshield, that'll really help out big. So high, medium, and low for those fans. Visor, all right. So you've got a visor on the driver's side. You've got your visor. They also call these day-night shades. So this would be your day shade. You can see out, but when that's down during the daytime, they can't see in. Right next to that, You've got your nighttime shade, your privacy curtain, so that'll really and then it's the same thing with the rest of the unit as far as that goes. Courtesy lights, docking lights, the hydronic heat. If you want to turn that on up here at the dash, you can. High, medium, and low. Entry step cover. This is so your passengers' feet are not dangling over the great abyss. Standard dash HVAC controls. This is on a Freightliner chassis. So this is Freightliner Smart Wheel. Over on this side here, HWH leveling, and it is an automatic system. Tag dump, dome light, engine brake, and it's high, low, and off. Your window, you could control from up here. That was kind of interesting that we found that switch outside. Your transmission shifter paddle or shifter panel is right there. Everybody always asks that little red button. That is the passenger eject seat. So you can get rid of the passenger pretty quickly with that. I'm not just kidding. That is mirror heat. So if you're driving around in foggy conditions, icy conditions, and the mirrors start to ice up, you would turn that on. Right next to that is your mirror control for left and right. This is your headlight switch. Bright and dim, that's going to be for your instrument cluster. And then this is for your light bar. So right here, Freightliner calls that the light bar, and you can toggle through all of your information. So I'm not sure if this is going to come up on video, but so if we toggle through, this coach has 71,002 miles on it. The other way to do that is actually if you turn the parking lights on. It'll also pop up your mileage so you don't have to turn the key on. This way, if you're keeping a logbook, anything like that. So if you notice our ceiling, we have these decorative grates throughout the coach from front to rear. And what Newmar does is air conditioning shares the same ductwork throughout the whole coach. So everything down the driver's side of the coach is going to be discharge. Everything down the passenger side of the coach is going to be your return air. And that's one of the ways that they keep the temperature so even throughout the whole unit. Now, the nice part about it is if you get a nice spring day where it's warm out, you don't have to run all of your air conditioners. You could run the bedroom air conditioner and it's going to cool the living room. You could run the living room air conditioner and it's going to cool the bedroom. They share the same ductwork. And this is how you would access to clean your intake filters. Easy backup. Girard G2000 awnings. Huge. They basically go from front to rear. See the LED lights?